There is a weapon perk in Destiny 2 right now that is causing a laundry list of problems for Bungie as time goes on, and they've been oddly quiet about it. It started off with just one bug, but now it can help you do a multitude of weird things in PvE, and today I'm going to show you how to do each one that I currently know of. All information was obtained either via folks DMing me on Discord, thank you for that, as well as YouTubers Nodnaz and Cheese Forever, both of whom you should check out. I'm confident Bungie will inevitably patch this perk, because it's straight up just not supposed to work this way, I'm sure. But until then, we're going to find out how to cheese it up. The perk out here causing all the trouble is, drumroll please, Vorpal Weapon, which is weird because it's been in the game for a long freaking time, and as far as I can remember, this is the first time it's ever really acted up, kinda like Walter White cooking meth for the first time. Anywho, here's every known bug tied to Vorpal Weapon right now. Starting with unlimited poison tick damage. Pretty straightforward. All you need in order to do this is have any energy or power weapon that has Vorpal Weapon on it, and the Osteo Striga exotic. Shoot your Striga until the damage over time activates, then swap to a different weapon that has Vorpal Weapon on it, and that's it. As long as you have a Vorpal Weapon out in your hands, the poison tick damage from Osteo will just repeat forever. If you're trying to level up your Guardian rank and having trouble soloing a Lost Sector, this might be a pretty foolproof method. Unfortunately, it does not restun Overload champions, believe me, I've tried, but still, free extra damage for doing pretty much nothing is great. If you're curious, and I know you are, I tried it with a few other weapons that also do tick damage, namely Le Monarch, Thorn, and Witherhoard. Unfortunately, none of them have the same interaction with Vorpal that Osteo does, at least from what I've seen effing around with Carl the Cabal anyway. If that ends up changing somehow in the future, I'll let you know. Next up, Unravel. This one is fun because it stacks up together with Osteo Striga for even more fun things. Like before, damage an enemy with your Osteo Striga, and then before swapping to your Vorpal Weapon, also hit the enemy with any ability that activates Unravel. As long as you're holding your weapon that has Vorpal Weapon on it, the target will now suffer Osteo Striga tick damage and send out Unravel projectiles that look for nearby targets. Destructive. Quick note that even though I've done this with a Warlock Arcane Needle melee, again, works with anything that applies Unravel. If you want, you can apply it with the Grapple Melee Strand combo, which every class can do. Want to add a little Suspend into the mix? Sure you do. If you're a Brood Weaver, nom down your grenade via the Mind Spun Invocation Strand aspect in order to activate Weaver's Trance. Final blows when Weaver's Trance is active create a suspending detonation. So in-game, munch on your Shackle grenade, then do the combo of Osteo Striga damage, hit the target with Unravel, then change to a Vorpal Weapon. And bam, now you got free Suspend into the mix. I mean, I just can't imagine why Bungie's been so quiet about this, can you? And for all you dirty little pyromaniacs out there, Vorpal Weapon has a wonky interaction with the Incandescent weapon perk. You probably know where this is going. Activate Incandescent, then swap to a weapon that has Vorpal Weapon on it, and you will notice the room now goes boom for much longer than normal. You can use this very fun combo to clear entire rooms full of ads with basically no effort. I hopped onto D2 Foundry, great website by the way, to try and find out if any weapon had the ability to roll both Incandescent and Vorpal Weapon together. Turns out there's only one, the heavy grenade launcher Cry Mutiny from Season of Plunder. If you have that, you can activate Incandescent and then just not swap your weapon at all. Go ahead and literally just stand there with your hands in your pockets and watch the entire room just burn itself out like a forest fire. Fun times. If you want to maximize your Incandescent Vorpal shenanigans, be sure to lean into fragments that improve both how much scorch you dish out and the power of your ignitions. Ember of Eruption, Ember of Char, and Ember of Ashes are all fine choices. Next stop on the Broken Vorpal Interaction Express, Ambush, the weapon origin trait you can find on Season of the Seraph weapons. The origin trait gives you better range, handling, and damage against enemies during the quote opening moments of an engagement. Kind of vague, but TLDR, extra stats, and around a 10 to 11% damage buff in PvE, except for linear fusion rifles, which only get around an extra 9%. Sounds great, but naturally Ambush has to have some kind of cooldown timer because a permanent free 9% damage buff would be really dumb. You get the benefits of Ambush in the opening moments, then the perk vanishes off of your HUD until enough time goes by for the perk to reset. Unless you have a gun with Vorpal Weapon, which, you guessed it, Fs with a timer on the perk and gives it near unlimited uptime. I say near unlimited because look, as I'm using it here in churro chi, you can see ambush never going away from my HUD even as I fire into the wave of thrall. But here in the Lost Sector against Karl the Cabal, the perk will apparently shut off after 2 full bursts. Apparently the Vorpal ambush combo is jank when it hits a boss, which kind of a bummer, unless you're thrilled by the idea of using a power weapon to mow through red bars with an unlimited always-on damage buff. But look at it this way, it's a proof of concept, meaning if Vorpal can tie itself to and half break one origin trait in the game, there's probably more out there just waiting to get cheesed and broken. I haven't gone through all of them yet, but if I find something else that Vorpal Weapon can destroy by touching, I'll be sure to let you know, and if you find one, feel free to DM me on Discord. Either way, when that day comes, make sure you don't miss the new info and ring the notification bell on my channel. A couple days ago, there was a hot legendary shard exploit which was around for about 2 freaking hours before Bungie pulled the plug. Just goes to show the importance of ringing that bell. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Now go break stuff with Vorpal.